All right, welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. Jackpot's going to be joining us here shortly. I am. My computer is restarting, as you can see there. So I'm going to go from my phone here for a second. But we are definitely live this evening. Jackpot will be picking up here in a moment. I didn't know it would take this long for my computer to restart, but it is definitely in the mix here. Shout out to Eddie, Brock, Tiger Red Devil, Chris, Peckerhead, Matt. Thank you, buddy. And let's welcome Jackpot. Jackpot, what's up, buddy?
What's going on there? This looks different.
Well, it looks different for a second because my computer decided it needed to update right before we went on. And sometimes I use my phone for a minute until we get moving here. But we are up and at it. We have a lot to talk about this evening. Jackpot said he wanted to do some Big 12 picks, so we'll look at that. Also, we have to talk about I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, Jackpot. The silliness from today. I mean, it was a shithole game. Let's just leave it at that. I mean, just how was
it's really? I mean, when you play a team earlier in the season, they beat you like a damn drum. You'd think that coaching wise, you'd be able to make some adjustments. So that was kind of disappointing there from Don Staley's team. Got to tell you, it was. But I mean, UConn's really good.
Right.
They've come back. They've gotten back into form like what they were 8-10 years ago. It looks like, but
yeah. Well,
that one little shit can go eat a dong.
Yeah.
Fucking freaking Fudd, whatever her damn name was.
Her name is Fudd, sir.
Fudd. Yeah, they're wearing their stupid shirts, Fudd around and find out. What a fucking dorky ass fucking fan base. Could you, imagine being a UConn. You'd have nothing to fucking pull for.
Well, I mean, women's hoops.
Except for the goddamn women's basketball. The football's shits. The damn men's basketball apparently is the shits. They got a bitch coach too. And
you can make an argument that South Carolina and UConn are the same. I mean, shit football programs. Great women's basketball programs.
Went 9-3.
They went 9-3 not too long ago. They also kicked your ass the last time they played you, sir. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that hurts.
Right.
But they do. You know what? That's not really a fair reference because they have a really good men's program. So you guys don't have that. But maybe you can aspire to be UConn. They've won back-to-back national titles.
They fell off the grid.
Oh God, they lost to the damn Elite Eight this year. But they're a shithole.
Fuck them.
Jackpot's like fuck them all. That's funny. All right, well we have that, and I managed to get the link is in the stream there. So if you want to check that out, have at it. We're going to talk a little bit about. Let's see, this is proof right here. Gamecock fans are the most simplest ever. 17-14 is all you remember because Clemson is your standard. Everything is about beating Clemson. It's not about national titles or SEC titles. That's why Spurrier laughed at you and was happy to leave. Peckerhead does say fuck them. We'll put that up there for a minute, as you guys can see there. Anyway, we also have. Let's see. Oh, Jackpot, have you noticed the Duke fans losing their shit over the fact that they lost last night to Houston?
I don't know any Duke fans personally, so no.
Well, they were upset, and it was a hell of a disappointing loss for them.
Well, I would think they would be. God dang. They were up. They choked that thing away in the last – I'm not going to lie to you, man. I fell asleep on it. I woke up at like 2 in the morning, and I saw they lost. I was like – Get out of town. Because they
You
were
thought
up
it was
half by like, what, like 8, 10?
no, they were up 6 at the half. They were up
Yeah.
14 with like 8 minutes to go,
That's
and
what
then
I
ended up
fell
losing.
asleep at halftime on it, and I was laying in bed trying to watch it, and that never works out. So
Yeah. Anyway, so that ended up being a kind of a shock there. But yeah, it was pretty funny that the Duke fans losing their shit because they lost. Funny. Apparently, there were some Auburn fans that decided to show their ass in a Buffalo Wild Wings, and they were fighting like it was a Black Friday sale back when people cared about getting TVs. They were throwing and tossing shit and losing their minds because Auburn lost. And I'm like,
where did this happen at?
a Buffalo Wild Wings in Auburn or near Auburn.
They were throwing shit.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, they thought they were just supposed to just roll Florida, and it didn't happen. So
Fuck Auburn and fuck Auburn, fuck Neckbeard, fuck that other damn stupid fucker. I don't look. That was a battle of two teams with coaches that I have really basically. See this? I gotta be a baby daddy real quick. Two teams with coaches that I really have zero respect for because Bruce Pearl is just a slimy, cheating bastard. I mean, he got fired with a show cause, and but I mean, he's good.
well, who's the bigger idiot? Which one do you despise more, Pearl or the perv from Florida?
No, the perv is worse. I mean,
Okay.
The perv is definitely worse because it's the perv should have been fired. I mean, there's no doubt, there's no question there. The perv should have been let go, but they keep him around because they're doing good and they're winning games with him. That's not right, but it is what it is. It's like I've told people, if he had Lamont Paris's record, he would have been shown the damn door.
Didn't Auburn get rid of their coach for like the football coach? Was it Harsin? Was that the coach? Like, wasn't he? Wasn't there were like rumors that he was doing all kinds of crazy stuff behind the scenes, and they just decided, we got to get rid of him.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was supposedly it was fucking the secretary or something that he brought from Boise or wherever he was from.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think that probably wasn't even true. Probably let's just make up something here.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get rid of this fucker.
Because he wasn't winning.
I really don't know why that hire was made. It's a head-scratching hire. Made no sense. He wasn't a fit, and it was just a miserable failure.
Well, but if he would have won, they would have given him 4 more secretaries.
Yeah. Well, I've said old Sweater Vest. They shouldn't have even fired old Sweater Vest if that was the best they could do in terms of a replacement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not even going to try to do good in replacing the outgoing coach, he shouldn't be an outgoing coach.
Well, in fairness, though, we do have the. I don't think Hugh Freeze has done anything to set the world on fire since he's been there. What has he been there? 2 seasons now?
Yes. No, he's definitely underperformed. Colorado Buff still sucks says, what if the Big 12 wins the basketball national championship and then wins the college football national championship? People would lose their shit.
They would also
lose their shit. I think they would be surprised.
They would reset the PlayStation because that's never fucking happening. So that's what would happen there, sir.
Football's quite a long shot.
Yeah, I know.
It's a long shot.
Bobby Petrino is also a scumbag. Thank you, JT. Yes.
Bobby Petrino is. Patino's a scumbag. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, as I still wait for my computer still says it's restarting. What the hell? All right. Anyway, Jackpot, you wanted to look at some Big 12 stuff, right?
Yeah, let's look at that.
Where did you want to go? I mean, there is. I mean, I guess the big story is will Colorado, how will they be after they're losing 2 first-round picks? I mean, the 2 best players they've got, in my opinion. They're losing those guys in addition to a ton of other guys, but Deion Sanders still talks like he's the shit, you know?
Yeah. Did you pull up their
You want the over-under win total? I've got it. Hold on a second here.
yeah, let's pull that up for those teams there. Should be able to get it off FanDuel. I went today and did a Rockabilly 864 video in North Carolina, and I got on FanDuel, which down here I get on FanDuel. I can get on the app, and you have to pick your state, and like I pick a different state most of the time, like just depending on what mood I'm in. Sometimes I pick Illinois, sometimes I pick Pennsylvania, sometimes I do New Jersey. Anyway, last time I did, I think I was from Tennessee. Anyway, it didn't make me pick a state. I'm like, well, this is not making me pick a state. And then I was like, oh, duh, I'm in a state where I can actually do this without problem. But yeah, I was looking at the over-under win totals there, and some of them are interesting. I looked at some SEC ones too, and kind of
all right. So
juice.
Here they are. I'll start listing teams here, Jackpot, and you tell me what you think here. I'll start with Arizona. They got them at 5.5. They play Hawaii, Weber State, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, at Iowa State, BYU at Houston, at Colorado, Kansas at Cincinnati, Baylor, and at Arizona State. I mean, I see 3 wins there. Hawaii, Weber State, and possibly Oklahoma State. That's it. I don't see any other wins.
Okay, well, now, let's see. They were supposed to be really good last year, and things didn't quite pan out. They had a really good wide receiver there. I think that was
his name was Tetiora. I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce his name, but he has one of those very tough to pronounce names. Just leave it at that. Oh, here it is. No. Teteore McMillan.
Yeah, McMillan. And that quarterback, Noah Fafita, I called him Noah Stinky Fafita.
Yeah.
And that I'm assuming he's going to be back, I guess. It's kind of hard to do this without a roster. But you got a couple of wins there right off the get-go, and then we're trying to find some conference wins here. I mean, they're at Cincinnati, at Houston. So those are a couple of conference games on the road that aren't as tough. Kansas State does come to Tucson, as does BYU and Kansas. I don't know, man. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they go over that win total there. I think they might rebound. I think a little bit too much was expected of them last year. I think they might snap back this year.
All right, next is Arizona State. They've got them at 8.5 wins. Here are some of the games on their schedule. They've got Northern Arizona, Mississippi State, Texas State, TCU, Texas Tech, Houston, West Virginia, and then they're at Colorado and Arizona. They also have Baylor, Utah, and Iowa State. Over and under them is 8.5. Of course, they lose Scatabo, the big running back there.
Quarterback's back, though.
Quarterback is back. Sam Levitt. I think I think they'll get to 9 wins. I think that's fair.
I'm going to take the under on them because these road games are tough here. This Iowa State and at Utah, and I think Utah rebounds too. At Baylor, all that's tough.
Right.
I think they win all their non-conference games.
Yep.
It's Mississippi State's ass. I'm assuming they'll be ass again. I don't think they've added enough pieces to really make a huge difference here. I don't see them beating Arizona State. So yeah, I think they go under that. I think they might. They're probably an 8-win team, 7-8-win team. If I had my druthers, losing Scatterboo was kind of like I think it's kind of the heart and soul of the team. Yeah.
I agree with you on that. I still think I'll take the over there. I think that Levitt's a hell of a quarterback, but we'll see on that front. Another team that we have here is Baylor. They've got Baylor at 7.5. Baylor will play Auburn. They go to SMU, Stanford, Arizona State, Oklahoma State, at Cincinnati, UCF, Utah, Arizona, and Houston. They also have Kansas State, and they're at TCU. They got them at 7.5 wins. They do have a tough non-con schedule, playing Auburn and SMU. 7.5. I mean, that's
awful
a tough
steep.
number. Yeah,
It's kind of steep to me.
I think they'll split those two. I think they'll split with Auburn and SMU.
Yeah. Yeah. That's tough. I don't know, man. I gotta say they probably. If I had my druthers about it, I'm gonna say they're gonna go under. But I'm not sure. I mean, at SMU is going to be tough for them. I think they might drop that. They probably drop that game. This game against Auburn at home, they need to win that. Auburn. We'll talk about them when we do our SEC version. You know, I'm tired of the hype around this team until they actually prove it. I don't want to hear it. They're hyping them up again. They've got them at like 8.5 wins for their win total, and I'm just, you just won 5. I mean, you added a shitty quarterback from Oklahoma, and that's what he was. He was a shit quarterback. What makes you? I mean, maybe he's got some talent. I don't know. What makes you think he's going to go here and perform when you brought in this quarterback from Michigan State, and he actually had worse numbers than he had at Michigan State? And Hugh Freeze is supposed to be God's gift to quarterbacks. Answer me that.
Well, I mean, if you're asking me to defend Hugh Freeze, we just need to move on. I've got a better chance of you liking UConn and Clemson on the same day than you have of me defending Hugh Freeze. So let's just move on. BYU, over and under for them is 7.5 wins. Here's their schedule. They've got Portland State, Stanford, at East Carolina, at Colorado, West Virginia, at Arizona, Utah, TCU, at Cincinnati, and UCF. They also have Iowa State and Texas Tech. I think everybody just underestimates BYU every single year.
I do too.
So I'm going to take the over the 7.5 here and say they'll get 8 to 9 wins.
They go to East Carolina. Interesting.
Yeah, they're at East Carolina. They're also at Arizona. They're at Cincinnati. But I don't see any of those games. I mean, I guess playing at the Jump House, UCF will be, but like the Iowa State and the Texas Tech game, you can make an argument they may be outmanned there. But
UCF got humbled last year.
Humbled. Like Iron Sheik humbled them, right?
Yeah, the have to humble you, Mr. UCF. I humble you.
Mm-hmm.
You know who has an interesting schedule? This is off topic. I was looking at. Look at Washington State and Oregon State schedules.
I haven't looked at them. I can.
You did?
I haven't really looked at them, but I'm sure that
they play each other twice. They play a home and home.
What the fuck?
And Washington State goes. They play. Who is it? They play Ole Miss. That'd be an interesting game. And they play Virginia, which is just kind of weird. Oregon State plays a road game here in the Carolinas, believe it or not. And guess who? Guess who they're coming to play?
Who's that?
App State. Got
to fill out that schedule and see this brings me back, and this is off topic too, but this brings me back to COVID year when Notre Dame would not have had a schedule. And John Swofford said, "Oh, you can play an ACC schedule and then just leave the conference afterwards." Instead of having a set of nuts, he just decided to just let them whore them out for nothing. It's the same thing with them. They've got to fill out the schedule. And App State's like, "Yeah, we'll come across the country and play. It doesn't matter."
Well, they're still
Stupid.
considered. I think Oregon State and Washington State, they're still considered Power Five, right?
They're not in a conference, aren't they? Are they? I mean, they're in the Pac-12, I guess.
They're a
I don't
power.
know.
They're power conference teams. If they're looking for people to play, fucking Kentucky should have damn played one of them. That'll and drop one of them damn MAC teams. That would add somebody else valid to their schedule. But no, they're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We got to have our damn Akron Fest.
Jackpot. I am not going to sit here and let you knock the MAC champions. I mean, they win enough games. They should be the MAC champion every year. I'm not going to let you knock the MAC champions.
They didn't even qualify for the
Who gives a fuck
Motor
Bowl.
City Bowl last year.
Oh, they renamed it the Motor City Bowl. I thought it was the Who Gives a Fuck Bowl. My bad. Well, anyway, back to over and unders here. We got UCF, who was humbled last year. Humbled. They got Jacksonville State, North Carolina A&T, West Virginia, Houston, Oklahoma State, North Carolina at Kansas State, Kansas at Cincinnati, at Baylor, at Texas Tech, at BYU. So Scott Frost returns to, I'm reading this, takes over the night squad that missed the bowl game for the first time since 2015. Ironically, the season preceding his last tenure with the program, while he jump-started the Knights from 0-12 to 6-7, the Big 12 presents a different challenge. Not to mention the Knights could be starting upwards of 15 transfers in his first year. The rest of the league is just too experienced. So they're at 6.5. I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, me too. There's too many unknowns. And who are the transfers? We don't know. I mean, they're, I think they win these first couple non-con games. Well, Jacksonville State doesn't have their coach anymore, so they should win those.
Yeah.
Then they got to go. They don't go. They welcome after an off week. Why the hell will we have an off week 2 weeks into the damn season? I guess everybody can't have them at the same time. But then they welcome in Chapel Bill. I think they probably take an L there. At Kansas State, that's an L. Kansas, probably L. At Cincinnati, could be an L. Yeah. I'm definitely taking the under here.
All right. Scott Frost is just silly, but I mean, we'll see how that works out. But I'm gonna take the under there for the night.
I don't like him as a coach. He didn't do a good job at Nebraska, and I just.
Well, I don't think you like any coaches except Shane Beamer, Jackpot. But did Scott Frost piss in your cornflakes at some point?
Not true.
Okay.
Not true at all.
All right. I mean, I guess you like Beamer, and then I guess you like your baseball coach.
I like Brent Key
and Don Staley,
Georgia Tech. I like Brent Key. I like Brian. No, never mind. Fuck him. I don't like him. I like the coach at Texas A&M. I like
you like Mike Elko
because I like Clark Lee. Coaches I don't like. I mean, I don't like Dabo. I don't like Kirby. I don't like Mark Stoops. I don't like John Hopeful. I don't like. Well, let's just not. I don't like. Yeah, that's a long list.
It sounds like you hate more coaches than coaches you actually like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say hate is a strong word. I dislike them. I don't hate anybody. I mean, we throw that word out. Man, I hate this. I hate this old shit. You don't hate. You don't hate.
Hate is a strong word, Jackpot.
It is
Hate
a
is a
strong
strong word.
word. My grandma used to tell me that was that was the devil's work to say that word. So you shouldn't say that word.
Okay, I won't say that. I mean, are we
Well, no,
getting rid of the word?
I'm not directing at you. I'm not trying to take you to Sunday school here or anything.
No, I'm just saying. Are we going to take the word hate out of the program, like the word rent free? We don't use that here anymore.
Oh
So if you
fuck no,
want,
no, I'll still use it.
oh, okay,
Tell you, I'm just giving people context, like kind of a disclaimer, as it were.
okay. All right. Well, so Cincinnati's up next. The Bearcats play Bowling Green. Jesus, Northwestern State. When did Northwestern get a damn directional school?
No, that's in Louisiana.
Okay. UCF, Arizona. They've also got Nebraska. They play at Kansas, Iowa State, at Oklahoma State, Baylor at Utah, BYU, and at TCU. And of course, they went from 3 wins to 5 wins last season, but they lost their final 5 games to, not make a bowl game. They do have a good quarterback, supposedly, Brendan Sorsby.
Yeah, he was really good last year.
Yeah, but their defense is terrible. So yeah, I don't know where to go with them, but I'm going to take the under 6.5 here, Jackpot.
I'm going to go out on a limb and take the over. They're tougher. It looks like they got some tough games at home, but they're at home.
Yeah.
I think they probably take a loss in that Thursday night opener against Nebraska. That's probably going to be a tough game for them. But unless you win these other two non-con games, and I think they beat UCF and TCU, and I think we can find another couple of wins here.
Yeah.
Like rave music. What is going on here?
Hold on, I screwed up my finger. Hold on a second.
This is shit.
Yeah. Calm down.
Maybe he's getting on the real computer. We'll stop this Mickey Mouse horse shit. How you doing tonight, guys? By the way, it's good to see y'all here. It's weird the way this thing is setting up. I can't even hardly see who's here. Rob has SEC biases here. What's up, Walker Off Sports? JT, Jay Shippus, Christopher Knight, Billy, G-Man, Eddie, what's going on? Baylor Man in the house. David in the house. Todd, Will Eubanks, good evening. Jackpot only hates the coaches that beat South Carolina. That's not true. I don't like Mark Stoops. I think that's about covers it. B-Bean, what's going on?
I can list a lot more teams you don't like, Jackpot. I mean, I'm just saying.
There he goes. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
Like, I'm trying to figure out. No, we don't want to do that. Like, no, we don't want that either. What the hell? Anyway, I'm trying to, like, we're supposed to be like side by side. I don't know why it's acting silly tonight.
Are you finger fucking the damn socket or something? What's going on there?
I'm not doing anything silly. All right, anyway. So, let's see here. Oh, getting back to our picks here. I can bring the chat up here. We can actually see the chat. There we go.
Thank you.
All right, so Cincinnati's next. We've done them already. Who we got after Cincinnati? Let's see here. The next one on the list would be Colorado, over and under 6.5.
That seems like kind of a low total for them this year, doesn't it?
Let me give you their stuff here, Jackpot. Georgia Tech, Delaware, Houston, Wyoming, Iowa State, Arizona. They got BYU at TCU, at Utah, at West by God, Virginia, Arizona State, and Kansas State. So no Shador Sanders, no Travis Hunter. They did get jackpot the Liberty transfer, Kadon Salter.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's pretty
good. He's pretty good, but I'm going to say also, when I watched him last season, it seemed like he underperformed, shall we say, based off what that I would figure he would be doing with Jamie Chadwell, what we'd be doing with that coach. Some of the stats that he's thrown up previously, he seemed to underperform. Now, maybe Dion can get a little bit more out of the cat.
Well, there you go. I'm going to take. It's still tough though. I mean, their non-conference schedule is garbage, except Georgia Tech. So I'm going to take. I think they win 6 total. So I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under too. I only see 2 for sure wins on here. I mean, Houston, you think, they'll beat Houston. Well, I mean, it's a road game. I mean, it's possible that you lose that. You're at Utah. I think they lose that. I think they get hammered there. I think Utah's going to be a lot better. They're going to be really good. I just think last year was kind of an anomaly. I think they lose to Georgia Tech. What say you?
Oh yeah, I think Georgia. I think they killed Georgia Tech. So
you think they get killed by Georgia?
Yeah, I get killed by Georgia Tech. I think. Georgia Tech.
I do too. I mean, I think Georgia Tech on lines of scrimmage wise, I think is going to dominate them.
I think that Georgia Tech and Clemson are going to play for the ACC championship. What do you think about that? I mean,
that's not far-fetched.
It's not that far-fetched at all, and I'll tell you why. Mario Cristobal's is a dickhead and can't coach anything. He's had 2
Mario Cristobal's has terrible time management skill. He has terrible in-game coaching. His in-game coaching sucks.
Why can't – I mean, look, and see, Jackpot wants to be mayor of some small town one day. He could have just went with what I said, that he's just a dickhead. But Jackpot, he had to give you the details, and I appreciate that because it's true. This guy can recruit, but as far as winning when it actually matters,
Mario Big Chest.
He
bends iron and cracks steel. Got a great name. Got a great resume. Looks good on it. Looks good on 8x10, as Jim Ross would say.
Yeah.
But then when the bell rings, things go to shit.
Yeah. Well, this guy's going to have the number 1 quarterback and the number 1 pick in the draft this year, quarterback last year.
His teams don't play any fucking defense either. They do not play defense. You can't. None of these teams are not going to be. They're not going to be able to go to that next level unless they learn to play some fucking defense. Their defense is shit. Walk It Off Sports. Thank you for the super chat.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. We appreciate that. It says, cheers, fellas. Hashtag go dogs. Since we don't play them this year, I'll give you a go dogs.
Yeah. Pot. They've got Stephen F. Austin at Rice at Oregon State. They play. What the fuck? Why are they playing Oregon State? Makes no sense. Arizona, West Virginia, Texas Tech, at Oklahoma State, at Arizona State, at UCF, and and then they also play Baylor. Let's see here. I'm reading here. They put scares into Baylor and Oklahoma and BYU. The former 5-star quarterback, remember this one, Jack, Connor Wegman, is now at Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. 5.5 on the wins. I'm going to take under.
Yeah, I don't. Nothing about Connor Wegman impressed Carolina Jackpot, and I didn't like his attitude last year. That was the one who was standing over there on the sideline watching them get their ass beat, and he pulled his head or his hood up over himself, or his towel up over his head, and he's over there standing there all fucking butt hurt, looking like a damn friar or something. I'm like friar crier. Like, well, what are you going to do if you come in here? You going to do any better than this guy's doing? No. Dylan Stewart never really eat your lunch up to. But the body English was just horrendous. Which they do they got a good coach there, Willie Fritz. He turned Tulane program around, did a really good job there. But I think it's just a tall ask for a team that has this talent. They have they've got non-power 5 talent and trying to play. Why I keep saying that's power 4. They've got non-power 4 talent and playing a power 4 schedule is just it's kind of tough, man. They've got to recruit better and get that thing built back up. Built up, I should say, with some quality players. So I think it could be kind of another rough season there.
All right, next team is Iowa State. They have them over and under at 7.5. They play South Dakota, Iowa, at Arkansas State, Arizona at Cincinnati, BYU, Arizona State, and Kansas. They also have Kansas State. They play at Colorado, at TCU, and at Oklahoma State. Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel are gone. They're 2 big wide receivers there. They play Kansas State in Ireland. A game against rival Kansas State in Ireland.
Yeah, start the season on
they're playing Kansas State in Ireland.
That's week 0 game.
Jackpot, this is getting to a point now where we have Houston playing Oregon State. Okay, when we were kids, did you ever think that we would have college football where Houston's going to play Oregon State in the regular season, not in the CarQuest Bowl? And by the way, we're going to have a Big 12 matchup in Ireland with Kansas State playing Iowa State. Our favorite sport has fucked itself with an axe. That's basically
as a Ute, I will say I had a big globe in our room and I spin it around every so often, and I always looked at the country of Ireland and I said to myself, man, sure would be cool if they played a college football game there one day, wouldn't it, in a soccer stadium? And damn if they're not doing it now,
we read all super chats here. This is from Peg and Megan. He says Florida baseball is 1-11 in conference play. Have a nice day.
Damn, they're 1 game worse than South Carolina.
Well, there you go.
Our old crusty ass fucking coach.
Yeah, your coach is jacked up on Metamucil and Ensure. Can't get
our coach
shit
is
going.
a crusty dipshit, and that team sucks asshole. So yeah.
Thank you for the super chat, Peg and Megan. Kansas over and under 7.5. Fresno State, Wagner. I didn't know Wagner had a football team. They play at Mizzou. At Mizzou. That will be one of the games in the Pick'em Challenge this year, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a big time game. That's gonna be pretty cool. I haven't played in years. The old battle rivalry.
West Virginia, Cincinnati at UCF, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and Arizona. They also play Texas Tech at Iowa State and Utah. Got them at 7.5 wins.
Quarterback is coming back again. That
Daniels is coming back. He's got to be 35 now.
Yeah, he's getting letters from AARP right now. And he's every year, he gets injured at some point and misses some number of games. If they could ever put together a season where, like, you remember last year, they sucked ass. Well, they were like 1-5 or something out the gate.
Yeah,
they're really bad, and everybody thought they were going to be good. They look like the damn Braves. But then slowly, I mean, they started turning it around. They damn near made a bowl game. I watched them play Colorado, and I had Kansas on the money line. They were an underdog. I watched them play Colorado. They just absolutely bullied them for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
That running back they had last year, Neal.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's coming back or not, or if he's done. But he punished them. And they got a good coach. So I'm going to go over whatever their win total is here. I don't doubt. I'm glad they play Mizzou before South Carolina does, because they could actually kind of soften them up a little bit for us. What if they win? What if they win? You think the Mazodcast dudes, they'll lose their shit?
Oh, yeah. They'll lose their freaking minds.
They might shut their podcast down. Seriously.
I'm taking the under there because I don't think that they're that good. I think that they're losing the offensive line, and I think Daniels is going to get hurt again. Kansas State. Oh, here we go, jackpot. Over and under is 8.5 wins. Now, Kansas State is not a bitch. They did not take Army off their schedule because they didn't like getting chop blocked. They actually kept them on their schedule.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
On the schedule.
Game.
At Arizona, they play UCF, Baylor, TCU, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, Colorado, and Iowa State. They also play at Kansas and at Utah. They're always going to be in the hunt for the Big 12 championship, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They brought in some receivers to help out. They do have a first-year quarterback. His name is Avery Johnson.
They played last year.
It says he's a first-year starter. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh no, he played. He played last year.
He played last year. He stepped into the role when Will Howard went to
That's right.
Ohio State.
That's right. Anyway, the defense is always going to be good under Kleiman up there, but you know what? I'm gonna take them over. I think I'm gonna take the 9 wins there, jackpots. I'll take over the 8.5 there.
Real quick, Paul says typically my favorite time of the year is South Carolina baseball. How in the fuck did Ray Tanner make this team completely worse? Well, I mean, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think it was the point when he fired Chad Holbrook, he had a chance at that time to make a solid hire and get that program back to where it needed to be, because it still had some luster to it. It was still considered a big-time job at that time. Yeah. And he shit the fucking bed with that damn hire when he hired that Kingston idiot. I think that's where he put the program in the ground. Would you say?
Well, the program hasn't been the same. I mean, Holbrook had some good seasons. I mean, let's be honest here. But I think that there was stuff behind the scenes that was going, like Holbrook was texting about another job and on his Gamecock issued phone so they could actually see his text.
Well, fucking moron.
Remember that story, right?
Now that you bring it back up, yeah, I think I do.
Well, I wasn't trying to rub your nose in. I'm just saying that.
No, I don't give a shit. I mean, it's,
Look, here's the thing, though. They still finish consistently in the top 20 as far as recruiting goes. I mean, and it's a hell of a thing to walk in and, you walk into what is it, the outfield bleachers or whatever, and you see 2 big national championship trophies. That is a hell of a selling point, Hey, we try to win the titles here. But where you're at now, I truly believe this. I'm not saying Monty Lee's the best thing ever. I'm saying there are people that give big money that like Monty Lee. But I think that they needed a buffer year or two, which is why they got this guy from LSU, because they didn't want to have Clemson's leftovers, because there's a section of the game called, we don't want Clemson's leftovers. I really think that's a big part of it. Now, I personally think they should have moved on from Monty Lee. Why do you keep a guy on your staff, regardless of what you think of him, if he was such a fail. The former staff was so bad. You sent his ass running. You've sanitized the whole thing. Wipe all the pictures off the walls and hire a brand new staff. But instead, they kept Monty Lee there, which makes me think that your coach, this guy, I can't even pronounce his last name, is just
Maneri.
Maneri. There you go. Maneri is a slot filler. That's what he is. And then they're going to hire Monty Lee. That's what I think. But we'll see. Anyway. Oklahoma State pot over and under 5.5. They've got UT Martin, Tulsa, Houston, Cincy, Iowa State. They got at Oregon, Baylor, at Arizona, at Texas Tech, at Kansas State, and at UCF. They got him at 5.5. I don't think Gundy's going to have that shitty of a season again. I think he'll rally. I do
as well. Yeah.
They didn't win a conference game last year.
Yeah. Yeah, they were the shits. They were terrible.
Terrible.
Did beat Arkansas, though.
Yeah. I think they'll finish above that. Above it and above the 5.5. But
yeah, I remember at the time that was like week 2. And we watched that, and it was like, man, Arkansas is doing so much better. They're so much improved. I mean, because Oklahoma State's a really good team, and they're hanging with them, and I think they're going to beat them because they were like over a touchdown underdog. And then, they lost, and they were like, okay, well, we kind of expected that. Then Oklahoma State's season happened, and we're like, okay, well, that really wasn't a good loss. That was a shitty loss. Should have actually won.
The next game is TCU. They play at North Carolina. Abilene Christian. The Christians have to have some wars with somebody, I guess. SMU, Colorado, Baylor at West Virginia, Iowa State, and Cincinnati. They also play at Arizona State, at Kansas State, at BYU, and at Houston.
Who is this now?
TCU.
Okay.
So,
is Deputy Dog still their coach?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what you call him. Yeah.
Yeah. Sonny Dykes is his name.
Yeah. Sonny Dykes. I don't want to keep. Let's put Peckerhead into here. Hey, Peckerhead, welcome to the program.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Anyway, we're doing our Big 12 picks here.
That's right. Yeah, I'll just sit and sign. I'll observe.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Peckerhead joining the program. Texas Tech. I'm taking. By the way, we didn't pick here, Jackpot. I'm going to take the over 6.5
on TCU.
Yeah,
I will too. Fuck it. Let's go ahead and do your spill, Peckerhead. We'll talk about this other later.
Well, we only got 3 more teams left, Jackpot. Let's get through them really quick here.
Texas hit
Tech,
them real quick.
It says UAPB. I think that's Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I think that is peanut butter.
What is their mascot? A Jif jar?
The Lions, I think.
Jesus. Kent State, Oregon State, at Utah, at Houston.
Possibly.
Damn, it is the Lions. It's the Golden Lions. How the hell did you know that, Kale?
Kale knows all that shit.
I don't know. I should have said possible Bearcats.
Hey, and they're humor yourself. Go look at their logo. It looks something straight out of like Microsoft clip art. It looks like a trademark free logo. Yeah. Like something they pulled straight out. It's the goofiest looking thing.
So they got Oklahoma State, BYU, UCF, and at West Virginia. They also play at Arizona State and Kansas State. I've got them over 8.5 wins, Jackpot.
Yeah, everybody's pretty high on them. So, let's go with that.
Up next is Utah. Over and under for them is 7.5. They play at UCLA. They play Cal Poly. Jesus. At Wyoming, at West Virginia, Arizona State, Colorado, Cincinnati, and Kansas State. They also play Texas Tech, at BYU, at Baylor, at Kansas. I am taking the over 7.5 because I think Utah's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I will too. I think they bounce back. I think I think Kyle Whittingham's a good coach. Last year was just a lot of drama there surrounding that quarterback bullshit, and I think he's finally gone, right?
I hope so.
Finally died. Because I'm telling you, I don't think he was ever a real person.
Is Whittingham the most tenured coach in college football?
He got to be one of if he's not.
I just looked it up. He's been had the Utah job since 2004. So
Right.
21 years. This will be his 21st season. He's got to be up there, surely. He was actually here's a trivia fact.
Kurt Ferentz at Iowa. How long's he been there? He's been there a really long time too.
Well, he's a trivia piece. He was in 2004. Kyle Whittingham was the co-coach with Urban Meyer.
Dabo's probably the longest tenured ACC coach, I would think, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Surely, yeah.
Guys.
Who next up would be? I guess Dave Doran.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, he's Doran's probably 2012, 2013.
Been there too long. Final team here, Jackpot. West Virginia over under 5.5. Let's see here. 5.5 wins. I don't have their schedule here. I'm sorry.
They play at home to Robert Morris. They're on the road at Ohio.
They got Rich Rodriguez back, and they're going to Ohio. That way, yeah, okay.
Pitt at home in the backyard brawl at Kansas, Utah at BYU, at UCF, TCU, at Houston, Colorado, at Arizona State. They're then end it with Texas Tech at home. That's going to be a tough season. What kind of talent level does he have there? Does he have I'm
going to take the under. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've studied so much West Virginia football. I know that he's there now, and I still think he's a good coach, but we'll see. That's all.
Yeah, I'm going to take over 5.5. I think there's some gas left in the tank there with Rick Rod. So, yeah, I think they go over that.
All right. So let's make sure we put this out there, too. As we get closer to the season, we will redo these. But, this is – don't come back and say, all right, well, you guys picked Texas Tech over 8.5 in freaking April and then hold us to that. And just calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because there'll be some people that'll do that. Jackpot, a couple other things I had before we got out of here. And Buzz Williams decided it was better to leave Texas A&M and go to Maryland. What in the blue fuck is he thinking?
Probably, I don't know, man. Probably recruiting. I mean, don't you think that there's more talent in more basketball talent in that part of the country than in Texas? I mean, if he was a football coach, obviously it'd be total opposite. But
yeah, but they've got money at A&M. I mean, I don't think they got that at Maryland.
Maryland's probably pouring a bunch of money into that basketball program because that football program's shits.
Speaking of that, did y'all know the Mormons, I think it might even be the Mormon church as a whole, but they've gotten together for BYU and they're funding the basketball program to supposedly it's supposed to be like one of the highest funded basketball programs in the country now as far as NIL. They're going all in on basketball.
Just a second.
I think they just signed a 5-star too.
They signed the top-rated player in the country to go to BYU. And I'm not mocking, if you want to go to BYU, whatever. But the idea that you're going to win with the most talent is not necessarily true.
Ask Duke
Duke last night, exactly. Duke last night had the tallest team in the country. They also had the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. And they got their ass handed to them by a scrappy-ass bunch of kids from Houston that had a couple of 6-year starters, and
Yeah, apparently they weren't kids. I think they
Cryer
were
is a grown man.
Yeah,
He's
I
just
think they were
blowing
like a
people over.
middle-aged NBA team as far
Yeah,
as age
but I'm
goes.
just saying this whole thing of having these. I think that winning is great when it comes to having the season that Cooper Flagg and those guys had, but in the end, I think there's more potential for teams like Clemson, South Carolina, teams like that where your big 5-star guys probably not going to go there. But if you can convince some 4-star guys that maybe didn't get their best shot at whatever program they had, you get a bunch of those together and get you some hungry individuals, you could end up like Houston. I don't think it's that fetched. But having lottery picks anymore, if you're a college basketball fan, it doesn't. It's not what I would want. I mean, I'd much rather have veterans and everything else because that's what you're going to end up winning games in March with. But
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. But regardless, speaking of beautiful backdrop tonight, fellas, I found this one special for this show.
That's tremendous.
I mean, it really is. We all just need to take a second to appreciate that. It's gorgeous. But
it looks like
I'm actually going to take a lot longer than a second.
Longer than a second. What game is that? I don't even know what game this was at. Is that Red? What away game did
it
we
looks
play
like a
against Red
stacked
team?
film poster. I don't know. It's a stacked film poster. That's all I can tell you. That's what it looks like.
Actually, I don't know what game that would be. I don't think that's Clemson. That definitely looks like Red in the background, don't it?
It's Alabama.
Oh,
probably.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Walkabout Sports.
Although no, it wouldn't be Alabama because he was wearing a Beaver wouldn't have been wearing a hoodie at that it was hot that day. But it was warm. Is it Oklahoma?
Yeah, it could be. That was an away game. Yeah. Yeah, it could be Oklahoma.
Well,
I think that's probably more
that's
like
got to be.
Canada.
Don't you wear the whites at home?
No.
No. Come on.
Garnet at home, man. Come on now. Garnet or black.
Proctor should have gave the ball up to Flagg on the pressure break, and Flagg would have made the free throws. Proctor shoots 69% from the free throw line as a guard is embarrassing. Yes, I agree with you, but
69% from the charity stripe for a Duke guard.
Forgive me for not feeling bad for them. Fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
fuck Duke.
Fucking
fuck Duke. They busted my damn bracket. My brackets. I mean, it's done. Obviously, they were my national champion pick.
Do you want to know, like the one time that I was like over the top happy as far as being a Clemson basketball fan? Duke came to Little John, and Shire, their head coach, that is their head coach now, was on that team. All right. And they had Shire and was it Paulus? Ron Paulus was out there, and they came in and they were arrogant sons of bitches. And Clemson beat them with Oliver Purnell's team, with James Mays and all those guys, beat them by 35 points. My friend Danny and I went to that game, and I'll never forget it. We were close enough where we could see Krzyzewski and hear what he was saying.
They must have sucked ass.
Well, no, they weren't bad that year, but that was the year that Clemson was really good, and they had Terrence Oglesby was on that team. So they had Terrence Oglesby, K.C. Rivers, all those guys. Clemson was in Clemson was in this like crazy press, and they couldn't break the press. It was so bad. Krzyzewski benched all 5 of his starters and put 5 others in there and was yelling at him, "You motherfuckers can't break the press."
Hey, well, here's I don't think I've heard y'all talk about this. At least if y'all have it, like I said, I haven't heard it. Did y'all know Brad Brownell inked a 6-year, $20 million contract in March?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew they signed him.
6 years, $20 million. That's what. Yep. He's got to be one of the higher paid basketball coaches in the country now, surely, right?
I don't know about that, but I mean he's definitely getting paid. So So somebody messaged me about
You know, one of my favorite Duke players of all time
Who was
was Cherokee Parks. Remember
Oh,
Cherokee
God.
Parks, the big
Yeah.
man? That you weren't expecting that one, were
No.
you?
No. Cherokee Parks looked like he was terrible. He wasn't very good at all.
Big goofy motherfucker. He was in the league for a while,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
he looked like a diseased lurch from the Addams Family. He looked like they'd ring the doorbell and they would be like, Cherokee. And he'd be like, But he instead of going to the front door, he's stupid and would go to the back door. And there'd be nobody there. And he'd just go, "Rrr," and then come back. And Gomez would say, no, the idiot, go to the front door. That's how dumb Cherokee Parks was. He was an idiot. God, I can't stand any Duke players.
Well, I mean,
I'm
Duke.
glad
When's the
they
last time
lost.
they've actually done anything respectfully? I guess they lost to a well-coached Frank Martin team on a elite Cinderella run. That's probably about the most.
That was right here. That was right here in G
That's
Vegas.
probably about the most notable thing they've done in a while. We lost Billy that fast.
No, he'll be back. David says, the wrong ding. Very good, sir. There's Billy. Hi, Billy.
What's up, Billy? Uh-oh.
Billy, there you go. You got to turn your microphone on, Billy.
Could y'all apologize to Chris
Billy,
Knight?
drink your Ensure, Billy, so you remember to turn your microphone on. But
I
they've got
ain't
He's a
plenty on the
boost
training
man.
table.
He is a
be-
boost man,
I
Rob,
could
and you
be
need to respect
USC's
that.
baseball coach and save them a lot of money.
Nutriment.
Hey, could you apologize to Chris Knipe and Eddie over here in the comments? They're upset because you didn't project South Carolina. So just tell them they're going 12-0 and let's move on. Bless their heart.
Well, no, sir, we did the Big 12. That's
They
what we
don't
did
understand
tonight was
that.
the
They
Big
still
12.
want to hear you.
Yeah, we weren't doing South Carolina.
Just tell them
tonight.
you're going 12-0 and maybe they'll stop. They're just bless their little heart.
Oh, God.
Well, we don't have to because you just said it, Billy.
Yeah,
You just
well,
Yeah.
put it on the bookshelf of accountability. Billy has Carolina going 12-0, Rob.
so Tennessee
just heard it.
baseball team lost their first series this weekend. Texas A&M.
Good. Fuck them.
They shut them out Friday night. No hit them Friday night. Then lose 2 games yesterday. So
Didn't they play a
because
doubleheader?
we've got bad weather today. Storms came through real bad. So
Oh, we got some here. It's raining out here right now, which is a good thing. Hopefully, it'll totally extinguish
We got
that fire.
Yeah, they
on the
arrested
west
them
part of
kids,
town.
by the way. They were smoking. Yeah,
Good. Well, here's
their
my thing.
mugshot
You're
out.
smoking cigarettes. You're smoking cigarettes, and you set the fucking thing on fire. I mean, did they not call for help? I mean, and they didn't try to do anything to put the motherfucker out. I mean,
I doubt it was cigarettes. They were probably had a doobie up there, if we're being honest. Nobody's
And-
bringing cigarettes.
yeah, probably
Table
tore it
Rock.
down and
Table Rock's a hard hike. Nobody, if you're hiking up Table Rock, you're not smoking a cigarette at the top. Put it that way. It's a very hard hike. Very hard hike.
Jackpot, can you confirm that Manute Bowl is your favorite player? That's what Frothy Tavern says.
Manute Bowl.
Manute Bowl.
Newt
He
Bowl.
says that's your
Cornwell,
favorite
surely.
NBA
Bowl.
player.
Manute Bowl.
Manute Bowl.
No, it's not
okay.
my favorite.
Well,
No.
Then Frothy Tavern's a liar.
Do you
Sorry,
have
Frothy.
an NBA team, Kale?
I mean, probably Charlotte. I mean, I bet
You don't follow it too much?
Fuck. No, I couldn't tell you a damn. I don't know who's in first place.
All Jackpot knows is
You know, Charlotte's in the last place because they suck all the time.
they've got that the guy who was
The killer.
the killer, the guy that went to Alabama that like tried to
Hit
kill
the game winner against us
Oh.
right after he gave the gun away.
Miller. Brandon Miller.
plays
Charlotte.
for that. Yeah. There you go.
Hey,
No
let's go
longer
ask y'all a
Charlotte fan.
question.
I guess
about,
he's a Magic guy now.
quiet, Peckerhead. Are y'all dividing out the money this year 3 places?
For the
Callaway
for the,
Pick'em?
bracket challenge.
Oh, it's going to be one or get all?
For the bracket.
Yeah, just like it was when you
The
won
bracket
it.
I
challenge.
was going to break it out 3 ways. Spread.
No, just
the wealth.
one for the bracket challenge.
That's spoken like a man
No.
who got third place, Billy. Did you get third place?
No, I'm still in the hunt.
What'd you
I've
get?
got Florida to win.
Florida.
I think
to win?
I'm in,
Now, when you won it, you wasn't telling nobody, hey, you gonna do it to these other two
oh, I
guys
would
too?
have.
You really don't need that money. Let's be honest. That was it.
Hey, explain
Hey.
me this. Explain how are you retired for 25 years and don't work and you got to pay taxes? Explain me that.
That's how it goes, man.
You know, my daddy died back in 2020, and he drew Social Security, and he'd get a tax refund because they taxed
Yeah.
Social Security. Well, I went in 2021, and I did his taxes, and I was due like a $1,500 refund. And the H&R Block guy said, you mail this here, and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Okay, well, I didn't get my money, and I'm calling them. I'm like, where's my money at? I'm like, it's been months. Oh, we don't know because you didn't file it electronically. And I'm like, well, I couldn't file it electronically because I'm filing it for somebody else. He's deceased. So then I get a hold of somebody, and they're like, well, you got to come to this place and meet with these people here. And you got to bring your mask and all this because it's back in 2021. I'm like, fuck, I don't have time for all that. I'm like, can I just fill out some forms? They're like, okay, well, you've got to fill out this form. It's a form, it's just proof that you feel that you did it for him because he's deceased. I'm like, I already did the taxes for him. I'm like, I had his death certificate at H&R Block when I did the taxes for him. What else do you need me to do to prove the man's dead? I'm like, you want a bulletin from his funeral? You want me to take a picture? I'll give you a picture of him in the casket.
Selfie in the casket at that.
Yeah. To this day, I've still never gotten that money, and I just finally said, "Fuck it." Yeah, I mean, because I had to go through so many hoops. It was such bullshit.
Yeah, I got nothing for you on that. I don't.
Yeah, I hope every single
So
IRS
there's just
worker.
there's money hanging out there somewhere that belongs to me, and
I hope every single IRS
can't
worker that touched that case that Kale was working on has been laid off.
Oh, but let me tell you, a few years ago when I filed my taxes wrong, and
all over
I
you.
had gotten I got two W-2s from Roses, and I thought it was weird that I got two W-2s, and so I just tossed one of them because I was like, well, they gave me a duplicate. No, it turns out they gave me one W-2 that was for my bonus check that I had gotten. Well, I didn't know that. They'd never done that before. They'd never split them out like that. It was always on one W-2. So meanwhile, here a year later, I'm getting a letter that I owe like $2,500 more in taxes because I filed my income wrong. And I'm like, well, what the fuck happened here? And they're like, oh, you find out. It comes to find out, you should have had two W-2s. Do you not have two W-2s? I'm like, yeah, I threw one of them away.
Bastards, man. Bastards.
It's
Hey, Elon's coming for him though, Kale. Don't worry about that. Elon is
Chuck's in here. He must have recovered.
What you say, Billy?
Gamecock Chuck's in here. He must have recovered. He's live streamed the game today.
Oh hell!
I had to call.
Hey, what was that?
Gosh.
Kale, did I see you were thinking about going to the spring game?
Thinking about it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not, but I'm thinking
if you go, I'm probably I'm about 80% sure I'm going. We ought to meet up. They're fun. You said you've never been, right?
It's been a long time ago, bro. I was thinking about filming it, and then posting it on my YouTube channel since it won't be on TV. The thing is, an old Brock had a pretty good point here. He's like, you're going to get dinged for copyright stuff because of that music they play in the stadium.
Yeah, that's a good point. They do, because they play music pretty much the whole time. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Maybe if you do a with no audio, but I don't know. They'll probably have the game up on YouTube. They usually end up doing that for spring games.
Does it cost to get
Rob,
in?
you're in the area too. Why don't you get out there and go?
I don't go to Williams-Brice Stadium, sir.
Oh, shut up.
Oh,
Do you still get produce in the parking lot?
I don't go to Williams-Brice Stadium.
Produce in the parking? What?
Can you still get produce in the parking lot there?
Well, no. What happened, Billy, was they used to have the farmers market across the street. But they closed the
gone?
farmers market because of the fucking Gamecock football program. We have to have a place to park. But let's fuck over the farmers and send the farmers market to the middle of fucking nowhere so people can go and watch a shit fucking football team.
It was probably it was dangerous for them to be coming down there.
Okay,
anyway.
hold up.
Somebody could jack them and steal all their watermelons.
I've got the end of the argument right here.
Like
Clemson football needed parking so bad versus App State. They took hurricane relief workers out just to direct fucking traffic, and you're bitching about a farmer's market?
Cool. No workers were. I don't know. Whatever.
I'm in the area. Of course they were. That shit. It took months for the cleanup, probably because they had 200 officers tied up to direct traffic for a beat down versus App State that could have been rescheduled.
Cool. It wasn't against App State. It was against Stanford. Get your shit correct.
Stanford.
Second of all, that's not completely the entire
App State
story.
would have been a tougher game, probably.
But I don't go to Williams-Brice Stadium unless I'm getting paid to go. I'm not going to Williams-Brice Stadium.
Well, that's all right. You miss out on fun.
My son goes.
No, I don't want to go down there. It's in the middle of the damn ghetto, and I'm not going down there.
It's not in the middle. If it's in the middle of the ghetto, Rob, then
you can throw. Sir, you're too young to understand this.
I used to work on Shop Road. I'm too young to understand. I know the area quite well,
sir.
Bro.
Google Henley Homes, sir. Okay.
I don't need to Google Henley Homes. I worked for years.
I'm not
going
to educate you on anything.
My son goes.
He's in the area. There's no educating.
Why don't you go to the Richland County website, and then you can look at the zip codes there. Mm-hmm. The worst place in Richland County is around Williams-Brice Stadium as far as violent crime. I'm not going down there. I have no desire to get shot.
So the area where 80,000 drunk fans get together a day out of the week has the most violent crime.
I went to every game in the 80s and 90s at home. I never heard of Henley Homes.
Google it. It's the ghetto.
I cannot, without Googling it, I can almost assure you that Clemson is the most dangerous part of Pickens County by violent crime. Does that make Clemson the ghetto, Rob?
Cool. However you want to spend numbers, I'm not
That's
going
what you
to
just did.
Stadium. I gave you facts, sir. I can give you facts, and then you still want to spin it.
Your main fact, I just used.
Hold on, sir. It's not about the conversation's not about Clemson. You ask me why I don't go there. I don't go there because it's not safe. I don't go down there.
It's a good It's clearly safe.
But that's the difference between you and I. You can go down there. You're used to dealing with crackheads and everything else.
Okay. The only Henley Homes
I've seen more
that I'm
crackheads
finding
and meth heads at Clemson versus Carroll. What are you talking about?
They destroyed Henley Homes, jackpot, to get the ghetto away from Williams-Brice. I'm surprised you guys don't know this about your stadium. You used to be able to throw a rock and hit Henley Homes, where it was literally like the most dangerous place in the entire fucking state.
That was years ago.
Exactly.
Well, I guess since they tore it down, they just erased everything about it because it ain't on here. Henley Homes, I'm finding, is a mobile home manufacturing place in Texas.
Well,
no.
I mean, I'm sorry I have to educate you about your stadium, but I'm not going down there unless I'm covering it for a game.
Where was it located? Was it where the cockabooses are?
No, Henley Homes is where. Do you know where the RV park is, jackpot? Where they had it used to be a McDonald's, and then it ended up being like a car deal. Like I think it was like a car dealership at some point. But it's an RV park now, but it used to be the projects. And what happened is that when they destroyed the projects and got rid of them, the people that lived there maneuvered on the way down Shop Road, and down Bluff Road, and they moved into houses that are down there, and that's why it's dangerous down there, and that's why I don't go.
It's a business district on Shop Road. There's no houses over there.
I'm not going to argue.
They tore them down.
I work there, Rob. There's no argument. You're wrong. It's business.
I'm completely right. No, I'm completely right.
Yeah,
The Richland County Sheriff's Department has the hot zips where they get the most calls for violent crime,
Okay.
and it's where Williams-Brice Stadium is.
I just
That
looked
is
it
an
up.
undisputable,
The most violent crime in
undisputable
Pickens
fact.
County,
All right, I'm
Clemson.
not doing this tonight. I give you facts, and I know that you want to go down there
The
and
same
blow
facts.
someone to the end of time.
No, all
I'm
you
not
want to
going.
do is try and
Jackpot,
steamroll somebody,
I'm
but
gonna
the same
sign off.
facts that you're stating
No,
apply to
it's
Clemson.
the truth.
You go.
It's the
And the
truth.
truth is,
I'm not
the
going to
same
sit here
thing
and
you're
argue
saying
with
about
dummy.
Carolina applies to
You
Clemson.
do
What
not,
county-
you sir, do not get the joy of talking to me. I will not deal with this
Oh,
idiocy.
joy. It's
It
not
is a
joy.
fact.
It's
What
a
county?
burden.
Goodbye.
What-
Jackpot,
It's a
when you're
burden,
done,
bro,
let me
not
know,
joy.
and I will end the stream.
Okay.
What county
All right.
is Clemson in?
He's insane, dude.
What
Listen,
county is Clemson
now
in?
that he's gone, Billy, if I could just have a second, just 1 second. The same criteria he just used, saying, oh, look at the violent crime map. Look at the violent crime map. I just pulled it up for Pickens County. The reddest part of Pickens County is right on Clemson University. Literally. It's
that
the
makes
most
sense.
dangerous area in Pickens County.
That's where
So,
30,000
which-
people are.
Exactly. It's by design. I mean, you get 80,000 drunk people. You're gonna have drunk fans. I
Well, I
don't
know
understand why
this.
he was raging so hard at that. To
I-
be quite honest, though.
When I-
I've been to Williams-Brice so many times. I can't even recall it. I've never had any kind of
Never.
encounter with like a neighborhood hooligan.
No, and listen,
It's
and
just
Shop
not. I
Road-
mean, they don't come to the football game. I mean, they used to would be around the football games, like trying to sell
Chicken.
like knockoff
they
shit.
sell chicken
you
now.
know,
They do like chicken on a stick, and that shit's actually not bad.
You sure
Yeah.
it's chicken?
That's probably fire.
But yeah, again, I think
You
he's
ever
just
seen
trying
a
to
cat
play it
around a
up like
Chinese
it's.
restaurant?
What'd you say about Billy?
You ever seen a cat around a Chinese restaurant?
You know what I decided? This
There
is
you
my
go.
fucking show. You can
There
leave.
you go, Rob.
Bye.
There you go, Rob.
I don't have to sit here and deal with that shit.
Well, I just want to ask a question.
Stupid.
Well, no, I was talking
Hold
to
on.
him.
But then you can talk to him and I'll go and then you can finish your conversation with him. But I'm not going to sit here.
No,
I'm not going to sit here and let people lie on this program. He
I'm
is
not-
lying. Absolutely 1 million.
People lie on this program all the time. For God's sake, I have a shirt on that says "sexy man."
That sure is true though.
I haven't seen Pickens County on Cops Live or that cop show, but Richland County's on there. They're the star of the show. Richland County.
Right. No, well, to be fair, Richland County brought those people there. So that is the truth.
Yeah.
My wife also just pulled up where the thousands of jobs that were lost from the there
I
were
hear
lots
feedback.
of jobs lost from the farmers market. Right. The farmers market that was taken away so you guys could go watch that shit program. The farmers got screwed over on that. And all the farmer jobs that were out there. They moved them to moved the farmers market out in the middle of nowhere for that. So
Well, he did send me a map here, and well, you can't see that; the light's too bright. But it is glowing red right there around the Clemson campus, and that would be the violent crimes.
That's the only place people live.
yeah, that's
in Pickens County.
That's like saying
No, it's not.
yeah, it is.
That's like Ohio State campus. It's the #1 crime center of the state of Ohio.
There's more people in Easley than there are in Clemson. By far.
Crime-wise.
Easley is also closer to Greenville too. So
I don't have to argue with him about that. He can send you text messages and y'all can sext each other for all I care. The reality is that there's been cases where
I'm too young.
there
sorry.
are cases where people have been abducted from there. Go Google what was her name? Dale Dinwiddie. Go and Google her. All right. It is I don't go down there. It's not safe, so I don't go.
I've been familiar around there since
I'm sure she wasn't at a football game.
50 years, and I can remember back in 75. Around the stadium area was kind of. They did a lot. They've cleaned it up. They put that new stadium there, which is awesome looking. But I think back in the day, I think I went to a couple of games in the late 70s. I can't remember Henley, but I know there was government homes, if you will.
Yeah, that's what Henley Holmes was. That's
Okay.
why when you say it's the ghetto, it was the ghetto.
It was just
I don't go down there, and I'm not gonna go. It has nothing to do. Look, I would go down there and watch a game if it were a safer place, but it's not. It's not a safe place to go. I don't go down there. Period. I'm not gonna do that.
If you have to park your car around Knoxville, around Neyland Stadium, if you get away, you can get into. In other words, I wouldn't park my Tesla too far away.
Wait, you have a Tesla?
My son does.
Oh, I thought you had a Tesla.
I feel sorry for the person that ever catches trying to scratch his car.
Yeah,
I really do. So,
well, anyway, Jackpot, did you have anything?
R says Google the people that were trapped in a storage container in Pickens County. The man was murdered and the woman was chained inside the container. That was in Spartanburg County, I think.
They get the.
I remember what you were talking about. That was Todd Colehelp or whatever his name was.
Yeah,
he was down here in Woodruff. I think that was in Spartanburg County there are, but yeah, I mean close enough to Pickens County to count. You're right.
Yeah. Anyway, did you have anything else you wanted to get into tonight, Jackpot, besides the silliness?
Y'all,
well, no, I don't really suppose so.
Talk about Buzz Williams taking the job at Maryland.
Why did he do that?
Maybe he lost his starting point guard, who's his leading scorer. He decided to go play for Rick Barnes.
So you think that's why he lost players, and so that's
No. His at Maryland.
Oh,
at Maryland. He's from Tennessee anyway. He got lost in the shuffle, and now he's decided to come home.
Oh man!
So they picked up and what else is new in Tennessee sports? Oh, Heupel's got a pistol package he's putting in this year.
He's got a
pistol package.
A pistol package. Everybody at the spring practice is watching it.
Pistol.
I don't know who's back there running it. I don't know, but that's putting that in.
Maybe he's just trying to implement something new. Maybe he's trying to keep people from.
Well, I guess to keep everybody happy so they can get a chance to run. I mean,
is this something designed to exploit Nico's many strengths?
No, Nico won't be running it. It'll be some other running back there.
Okay.
This is so. What else is new? What a blunder that Duke coach. You know, all they had to do is just throw the ball the other end of the. They were up by 6-7 points with 90 seconds left. Just throw the ball the other end of the court.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
You know, I wonder if Cooper Flagg's going to come back now.
No, he's going to the NBA. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's probably going to be a top 2 or 3 pick, wasn't he?
He was player. No, he wasn't what was it? Brome was the basketball player of the year, wasn't he?
Yeah, let me read this really quick here. This is Jordan Dinsmore. Prayed her kidnappers wouldn't notice the beeping noise her scion made when she unclicked her seatbelt. Missed a turn, ordered her to make in a neighborhood off of Bluff Road, south of downtown Columbia. Dinsmore flung open the driver's side door and leaped out of the moving car. The incident is among armed robberies, carjackings, and kidnappings along the Bluff Road and Shop Road corridors over the past month. Once again, this is the state newspaper. I guess they're lying too, right? Like Richland County lies? Yeah, okay. Anyway, there's that.
Yeah, but
These
I
are
mean,
the
so was this girl?
She was at
So
Williams.
this girl lived to tell about it.
Yeah, she jumped out of the car. That's how she got away from the kidnappers.
See, she lived to tell about it. So, I mean, that's
car.
good police work down there. They got that area on lockdown.
That's not good
I mean,
police work, Jackpot. She just jumped out of the damn car and then went and told the cops about
They're all
it.
about cleaning it up.
So we've got undercover cops.
If she hadn't jumped out.
So we got undercover cops around the stadium.
Yeah.
Undercover cops surround Willie B.
Well,
Oh,
that's
you know
why I
it.
don't go. It's not safe. I'm not going down there.
I don't. Let's see. The pistol, is it different from the Wildcat? I have no idea, David Mizell.
The pistol means that they line up the running back to the left, or one on the other side, if I remember correctly. So there's that. He's an innovator, though, right? That's what we're supposed to. That's what you guys.
No, this isn't innovating. This is just copying somebody. This is just implementing a new variation.
Maybe look here. Let me give you the Tennessee verbiage. Maybe he thinks that he has the players that can make that pistol formation go.
Well, it's like bow hunting said over here. It just adds one more play. Now we got 3 plays.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 plays, now we've got 3 plays. I don't know. Who's
right,
go over the Callaway Pick'em? Who's got a chance to win all this?
There's only 2 people that can win the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge according to the app here, and it is
my son's up there.
Yeah, as Karen says, it's not us. Very good. So I am currently in 9th place. It says that there is a 65% chance that Bucks 9302. I don't know who that is. Or ESPN fan 14924688180 has that. Those are the only 2 that can win.
Really? The Houston got no Houston people?
No, it's Houston. One guy, the guy that picked Houston here, has the best chance to win.
Oh, my son picked Houston too.
Yeah.
I was going to say if he won, just send me his money. I'll get it to him.
I'm sure you will. So that guy has a chance to win. Those are the only 2 that says it can actually win the contest.
By the way, Andrew sent me a link to a story. This was back in September, as it were. There was this was from News 4. She was attacked with a knife and kidnapped from her own car. So, I mean, that's not the safest place in the world either.
Well, if you don't want to go there, then don't go.
Yeah, no, well, I won't. Absolutely not. I don't want to be attacked with a knife.
That's why Jackpot
I don't
doesn't go
be attacked with anything. Period.
And I don't go to Williams-Brice Stadium because unlike what you have there, I know that the area around Williams-Brice is a shithole.
Not even in the day?
Anywhere near there. I will not go down there
unless I absolutely.
Nope, I will not go down there. It is a shithole. Why would you go into the ghetto? Why? Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. People wake up in the morning and say, you know what?
Different.
I'm gonna go to the ghetto. I don't do that.
We call it the ward here. Hey,
the ward.
On a different note, did y'all see? Do y'all watch the comedy series TV show The Neighborhood? Comes on Monday nights.
No.
The Neighborhood.
No. Never heard of it.
All right. It comes on Monday nights. It's got Cedric the Entertainer in it. Lives next door to his son. His son's a assistant coach for a USC baseball team in Los Angeles, and his son said he got a job offer from Cleveland. And his dad said, well, Cleveland, Ohio, that'd be great. He said, no, Cleveland, Tennessee.
That's your neck of the woods.
Oh,
All right. Well, Gamecock Chuck says he loves the ghetto. That's cool, man. Here we go. Oh, I guess Brock's a liar too, right? Not gonna lie, I was robbed once after a South Carolina game. I choose not to get robbed. That's why I don't go down there. Why would Brock lie?
Boy, Brock, you probably had on some jewelry or something that they probably was attracted to. Yeah, I mean, it could happen anywhere, really.
Sure. But I choose to not go where the
And really, it was probably like the one person who was a would-be robber just happened to run into you.
So it was my fault for running into it's Brock's fault for running into the robbers. What you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was just one of those crazy things. I mean, it's like
he shouldn't have
an
been
airplane
there.
crash falls out of the sky. I mean, these things.
He shouldn't have been there.
Exactly. Shouldn't have been there. So that's exactly right. I don't go to places where there's a possibility I could get robbed. Don't go. I don't go. So, I mean, we got people getting abducted. Brock Lee's getting robbed there. Not going there. Will not go unless I'm getting paid to go. Will not go. Will not do it. So there's that.
Do y'all hear that feedback?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It's been a good show, Rob. I'm about ready to wrap this one up.
I do want to say I was gonna call you Jackpot when I seen your video you put out earlier tonight. I thought you was the way your title read. I read it wrong. I thought you was going to be comparing Vols to liberals, and I said, "Oh hell no, we ain't doing that." When you read it, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Read the title of it. Comparing Vols and liberals, I go, oh no.
All right, Billy, we've had a good show, man. We got to wrap it up.
Let's put a bow in this one, as Conrad Thompson would say.
Exactly.
Matt
All right, Billy. Thank you, man.
Yes, they did, Matt. They won the series, Matt. Good night, y'all. Thank you.
All right, there you go.
Good night, Billy.
Right, it's been a good show, Jackpot. I like your T-shirt. Don't let people give you crap about it. Nothing wrong with that T-shirt. All right, it's been a good